F. Marion Crawford, an introduction. Frances Marion Crawford, an only child, was born on 2nd of August 1854 at Bagni di Lucca in Italy. He was a nephew to Julia Ward Howe, the American poet and writer of the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Crawford was educated at St Paul's School, Concord, New Hampshire, and then on to Cambridge University, the University of Heidelberg, and the University of Rome. In 1879 he went to India to study Sanskrit and then to edit the Indian Herald. In 1881 he returned to America to continue his Sanskrit studies at Harvard University. His family became increasingly concerned about his employment prospects. After an attempt at a singing career as a baritone was ruled out, he was encouraged to write. In December 1882, his first novel, Mr. Isaacs, was published and was an immediate hit, as was his second novel, Dr. Claudius, in 1883. In October 1884, he married Elizabeth Berdan, and encouraged by his excellent start to a literary career, they returned to Sant Agnello, Italy, to make a permanent home, buying the Villa Renzi that then became Villa Crawford. In the late 1890s, Crawford began work on his historical works, which would later include Corleone in 1897, the first major treatment of the Mafia in literature. Crawford is also exceedingly popular and anthologized as a short story writer of bizarre and creepy tales. In 1908 came his classic, The Screaming Skull. Without doubt, its unsettling nature is heightened as the listener is drawn into the story by its narrator. Everything is explained and plausible, until, of course, it isn't. Frances Marion Crawford died on Good Friday 1909 at Villa Crawford of a heart attack. In Man Overboard, Crawford uncovers the story of identical twins. When one falls overboard, it unravels a sequence of events that take years to complete, all with a growing sense of uneasiness that further misery awaits.
Man Overboard by F. Marion Crawford. Yes, I have heard Man Overboard a good many times since I was a boy, and once or twice I have seen the man go. There are more men lost in that way than passengers on ocean steamers ever learn of. I have stood looking over the rail on a dark night when there was a step beside me and something flew past my head like a big black bat. And then there was a splash. Stokers often go like that. They go mad with the heat, and they slip up on deck and are gone before anybody can stop them, often without being seen or heard. Now and then a passenger will do it, but he generally has what he thinks a pretty good reason. I have seen a man empty his revolver into a crowd of emigrants forward, and then go over like a rocket. Of course, any officer who respects himself will do what he can to pick a man up, if the weather is not so heavy that he would have to risk his ship. But I don't think I remember seeing a man come back when he was once fairly gone more than 2 or 3 times in all my life, though we have often picked up the lifebuoy and sometimes the fellow's cap. Stokers and passengers jump over. I never knew a sailor to do that, drunk or sober. Yes, they say it has happened on hard ships, but I never knew a case myself. Once in a long time, a man is fished out when it is just too late and dies in the boat before you can get him aboard, and, well, I don't know that I ever told that story since it happened. I knew a fellow who went over and came back dead. I didn't see him after he came back. Only one of us did, but we all knew he was there. No, I am not giving you sharks. There isn't a shark in this story, and I don't know that I would tell it at all if we weren't alone. Just you and I. But you and I have seen things in various parts, and maybe you will understand. Anyhow, you know that I am telling what I know about, and nothing else.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?